So we'll start with the arteries, and so we start from the heart. So the first thing we have is the aorta, and the aorta is the main artery that's going to travel all the way through the body. And the first part of the aorta, the part that comes up from the heart, this very short segment right there, is called the ascending aorta. The aorta then turns and forms this arch from about here to here, and that is the aortic arch. Then it turns and descends and becomes the descending aorta, and while it is in the thoracic cavity, it is the descending thoracic aorta. It will then poke through this aortic hiatus, which is a hole in the diaphragm, and it will continue on as the descending abdominal aorta. And, well, here it is right here. It just continues on down. And we will see it as we go through our different arteries that branch off of it. The first branch that we're going to look at in the thoracic cavity is the Brachiocephalic Artery, so called because it has branches to the head and to the arm. So it has three branches, the Brachiocephalic Artery. The first one, I'll start from this side, is the right subclavian, and the right subclavian artery goes up through the arm, and basically it just changes names as it enters a new area. So it stays the right subclavian artery until it passes through the rib cage and under where the clavicle would be, because subclavian means under the clavicle. Once it comes out into the armpit, it is the right axillary artery. Then it will continue on into the arm and become the right brachial artery. Now on the left-hand side, we have the left subclavian artery coming directly off the aorta. And it continues and is the left subclavian artery until it passes through the rib cage and under where the clavicle would be, continues out into the armpit as the left axillary artery, and then continues into the arm as the left brachial artery. You also have this branch here, which is the left subscapular. I don't think the subscapular arteries are on your sheet. The brachiocephalic artery also branches and sends arteries to the head. So you have here the right common carotid artery, and here you have the left common carotid artery going up to the head. All right, then as we go down into the abdominal cavity, we have the celiac artery is the first thing that we're going to see, and it has three branches: the hepatic, the gastric, and the splenic. The hepatic artery goes to the liver. The gastric, you can see here, goes straight to the stomach, and the splenic goes to the spleen. However, there's a better example on this cat, because typically what you see is the hepatic branch branching first, and it sort of goes underneath the gastric, which you can see right here is going right to the stomach. The hepatic artery goes underneath and up to the liver. Then you have the splenic artery, that branch, which goes straight out to the spleen. And then, we can continue on this cat if you want to, you have the anterior mesenteric artery, and that is going to the mesenteries, this clear sheet within the small intestine. Then the next one that's on our sheet is the renal artery. We have the left and right renal arteries, depending on whether you're on the left or right side. This is the left renal artery. And then we will find the left gonadal artery, or in this case the right one, because the left one is cut there. This is the right gonadal artery, and since this is a female cat, it's going out straight across to the ovary here. Now in the male cat, over here, the gonadal artery is going to come off about the same place, but it's going to turn and go down into the spermatic cord here, and here it is. Here's where it goes. This is the left gonadal artery, and it comes off here, and it kind of got cut between here and here, but it eventually goes into the spermatic cord and goes down to the testicle. All right, so then continuing on down, we have the posterior mesenteric artery right here, and that's going to the mesenteries of the large intestine. Then we have the iliolumbar arteries, left and right. I'll go on the right side because they're intact on this side. This is the right iliolumbar artery. And then as the descending abdominal aorta continues, there's this first branching, this bifurcation, and we have the left external iliac artery. And here's your right external iliac artery. It branches again and becomes the left and right internal iliac arteries, and then you have one more branch that goes straight down towards the tail, and that is the caudal artery right there. Now, as the external iliac arteries continue out, they become the left and right femoral arteries right here.